Right, good morning from this lovely patch of trees, not far out of Aberystwyth actually. I've not come far at all today because I just came out to do a gear list review of the bike, talking about all the kit I took. It's fully loaded with everything apart from food, so I thought I'd go through the stuff. Detail what I took, anything I shouldn't have taken or regret taking or needed on the road. So yeah, I'm just in this lovely little copse of trees. So I thought for the first thing I'd go through the bike itself. So the bike is a 2019 Chinelli Ho boat leg, which I bought from Treads in the winter of that year. And it served me well ever since, nicknamed the Wombat by my dad. I'm still not quite sure why, but did very well on tour. Couldn't fault it. The mechanicals I had, I suppose, they were just wear and tear rather than poor parts, although I think the pedals and the shoes were probably because they were a bit cheap. But it's pretty much as it was when it arrived, apart from different wheels, ride Sputnik on the front, and I would ride a Sputnik on the back, but obviously with the hub changeover and all that stuff. So that's a wheel that was sent to me by Treads when the original wheel set broke after just 2,000 miles. Well, the rim cracked, the rear rim cracked, so I got a new wheel and a backup one, and this is it. And there's a different saddle, and apart from that, it's as it was, as it would be in the shop. The accessory bar was added when I converted it to hub gears, and then I kept it for the GoPro mount, which was a godsend when my right arm stopped working and I couldn't actually lift things up. So onto the bags. Caradese front bag containing just food. Alpkit bar bag, which I bought the week before departure, and which, as soon as when I put it on before leaving Aberystwyth, I didn't take it off until I came back from Aberystwyth, and it's completely waterproof, nothing wrong with it at all. Caradese Super C pannier, on both sides. They're actually my front panniers, but because my normal rear panniers are a bit bigger than this, just containing food and clothes and toiletries and things. Then Caradese camper long flap from 2017. I've done nothing to it, I haven't treated it or anything. I think it's just about starting to lose some waterproofness. It is a bit scratched on the corners, but and the reflectors cracking a bit, but apart from that, it's as it was when it was new. Obviously the Wahoo for navigation, 2.5 litres of water there. And underneath the saddlebag on the top rack is the tent, which is a Vango Banshee Pro 200 Trek. That's an addition that I made just to peg the door out. it gives you a nice porch, and I might actually get another pole so I can peg out the other side. It's quite underused for its age. It's a nice tent. It's actually got the date on it, the 25th of August 2017. Oh, and it's got the date on here as well, 14th of August 2017. So the inner's just a couple of days older than the outer of the tent, and you can see there's more than enough room for me to sit up and to lie down and to get changed. So basically, to keep it all well, waterproof really, the inner was in this bag from Trespass, and then the outer was in its own bag with the inner and the poles and the pegs, and then it was in this dry bag from Mountain Warehouse, which actually broke on tour. So I don't know how waterproof it is now. That inner bit should be on there, but that's come off. So it's just the inner's sort of rubbery and the outer's smooth, but the rubbery bit's sort of broken off. And then tent bag, the peg bag. There's another pole if I wanted to make that a bit shorter. And then two Summit straps from Charlie's just to keep it on the rack. And it's been a lovely tent. I'm in the porch and you can see out. Very nice, and it's got me round. It's the most it's ever been used actually, and it's held up pretty well. Having had it in 2017, I don't think I didn't use it properly until this tour 8 years later. So yeah, full marks for it. Well, there is what I'm keeping an eye on. There is a tiny pinprick of a hole. I don't know if it's coming out on camera, but it is there. And the outer's pole bit's wearing a bit as well. So now the tent's up, I may as well go into I may as well get my sleeping kit out. So that's just a typical pitch up scene. Obviously I put the Caradis bag inside to go to bed, and then this Alp Kit bag was a very useful addition. Nice 6 litre free bit of storage just to fill up that space which would have been wasted. And inside I had my electronics, raincoat, packs up nice and small. That is probably 30 years old, made in England, 100% nylon, and it doesn't breathe at all, so it's like a boil in the bag. Leg warmers from Lidl's. Zips broke on those, but I put my socks over the leg warmers now, and my old club gilet, which keeps me fairly warm, and it's fairly waterproof as well. And then I'd leave all that on like that, apart from the Wahoo, which I'd take off. And then if I was at a busy site or in a hotel or something, I'd take the the GoPro handlebar mount off as well, and then I'd lock the bike up. I locked it up every night. I probably didn't need to, but I'd rather know that it'd be there next morning, because it'd be a bit of a struggle to get all this home without the bike. So in the near side Caradis pannier would be some of my sleeping kit, and I'll show you the other stuff as I get the sleeping kit out. These are Summit dry bags. To be honest, I don't actually recommend them, because I've just noticed that there's one here. This one's developing a small hole just there. And then this one, which is my towel, is fraying very badly there, and that'll break at some point. The towel is Mountain Warehouse, and it is quite large. I only bought this one because it was half price in an offer. I was originally going to get one which probably would have been sort of this long up, that long, and then it wouldn't have had this bit on the edge, but I can't complain about it. I can lie on it almost my whole body length and have my legs off it, so it's good for if you wanted to lie on the beach or something. And it's not that much bigger anyway to pack up than the other towel. So that was my towel. And this, which I bought especially, and I've never unclipped it until just that second then. Never used it. First aid kit. So I've forgotten I got them. 2 Kendall mint cake, which I completely forgot I had. I presume for emergency rations, but obviously I'd have not eaten because I'd forgotten about them. Paracetamol, Imodium diarrhea tablets, nail clippers, which I didn't use, talcum powder, which I didn't use, and the active first aid kit itself, which you get from Mountain Warehouse. And I shan't open it, but I kept the label, and it's got 1 triangular bandage, 4 sterile gauze swabs, 1 zinc oxide tape, 4 saline wound cleansing wipes, 10 fabric plasters, 2 blister plasters, 1 elasticated cohesive bandage, 2 cooling gel, 5 skin closure strips, and 1 information leaflet. So I only bought that the week before I went, because I was talking to Mum and Dad on Skype and talking about what I was taking, and I think it was Mum who said, and hopefully your first aid kit is okay. And then I realised I hadn't actually got one. So that's that. And then basic wash kit. You'll have to imagine the toothbrush. It was a normal length Colgate wooden one, 1 flannel, toothpaste, 1 Lynx deodorant. That feels very empty. It was all Lynx Africa when I started, but then I found some, when I found a bit of shower gel, I would top it up with whatever it was, so it's just a mixture now of shower gel. And then that was all in there and in a Ziploc bag. And that was all I washed with. And then I bought this shower gel when I was in Skibbereen, and it's still mostly all of it there. Just basic from Lidl's Lidl's sun cream. I felt like it worked a bit. I put it on when I started burning. I put it on the burnt bits of skin, and then as the skin healed and got used to the sun and I stopped burning, then I stopped wearing it. I didn't think I'd put any on for the last week and a half. It was sort of from the 5th day, I I was still wearing it in Galway on the 12th day. Up round Donegal, and then I think by the time I got to Northern Ireland, I think all this, like I was slowing down with the peeling, and then I didn't put any on then for the rest of the trip. So it helped a bit, because I never really wear sun cream, because I tend not to need it. Obviously, being in the sun for 12 hours a day is considerably more than what I was used to before. This then is what I would wear around town if it was cold. It never was cold, so I only wore the jacket once in Cork, but it's a sleeping bag, but it's not actually a sleeping bag. As a substitute for a sleeping bag, because I didn't take one, I wore this Freedom Trail puffer jacket while I slept. That was the third layer. I had a cycling jersey on, and then my cycling fleece top, and then this. And only one night out of the 28 did I wake up cold, and I think that was the night where I slept in Skibbereen. I woke up and I had to put my insulated gloves on and a buff. So that was on top. And then for my legs, I just wore these Sprayway leggings. I only wore them where I slept because it never rained hard enough and I never got cold enough for me to actually need them on the bike. Otherwise I would have worn them then as well, and around town if it was wet enough. So that's everything that's in. No, it's not everything actually, because in the outer pocket it was always full of cereal bars. I'll have to remember that they're in there so they don't go off, but they've probably done a couple of 100 miles. Also, I bought this in Galway. It's barbecue pulled pork, and it's lucky I can read German because there's no actual English on the thing. But I never ate them. They were just emergency food, because I was going after Galway. I didn't know what it would be like for shops and stuff, but there's certainly no shortage of supplies in Ireland, so you don't need to worry about there not being shops or places to get food and water. So I haven't tried it. It's supposed to be 925 calories, which is a substantial meal. So that finishes off that pannier.